Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 12 of the Morning Tea. I am here again with Krista Mendez, who actually has the extreme privilege of being my first guest on the Morning Tea. But today we're actually going to be going over some Spanish vocabulary so that you can be learning something new while you are self-isolating. Krista, welcome.
Thank you. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Krista, what's in your cup this morning?
Some Colombian coffee in this beautiful mug that was made by my late great grandmother. Not my great grandmother, but she was great.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it nice? It's so big.
Was she a potter?
Yeah, just as a hobby potter, but I scooped up all of her pottery before she passed, and so I have these amazing memories.
Beautiful.
From her, yeah.
And I have also got coffee in my mug. This is my Folk Fest mug from Folk Fest.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now, some of you may already know this, but Krista is one of my festivaling buddies, and we're both grieving the loss of festival season this year a little bit.
Tough one.
Totally. So anyway, I'm, just living vicariously through my festival mug today.
And your festival clothing.
And my festival clothing, yeah. I've been so excited to pull out some summer clothes.
You got beautiful. Yes.
All right. So Krista, let's get into it. You're getting a little glitchy.
Oh.
But let's just hope that it sort of works itself.
Not on my end, so maybe it'll be okay.
All right. All right, Krista, so tell me first, where did you learn to speak Spanish? I know this story, but tell the viewers.
I'll tell you for the 10th millionth time.
Yeah.
So I caught the travel bug in my early 20s and decided I wanted to do like a backpacking trip around South America. And my backpacking buddy bailed out like a week before we were supposed to go. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go anyway. So I ended up going by myself to South America, and I started in Venezuela at that time. Was a little bit safer, but still not the best time because it was during the Chavez elections and I didn't know a lick of Spanish. So it was very interesting to navigate. And then I wasn't even planning on going to Colombia, but so many backpackers have been like, oh my goodness, Colombia is my favorite. You have to go there. So I ended up going to Colombia and really fell in love with the culture and the people and my husband, who was now my husband. And so I ended up just staying there off and on for, I think it was 6 years. So I didn't make it around all of South America. But I ended up staying off and on for about 6 years in Colombia. And when I got there, I didn't know any Spanish at all. And my husband didn't really know any English. So it was like the longest game of charades ever. But that's how you pick up a language, really, really. It's just So I was
body language.
Body language. It's so interesting. But yeah, it's like 80% or something like that is nonverbal. So we were still able to communicate, and in the midst of that, learning Spanish. So yeah, that's how I learned it.
Amazing.
So,
So for those of you who don't know Krista, she is a Spanish language teacher. She teaches out of her home and online, and of course, in the wake of COVID, she's really sort of moved everything online, which is why I wanted to have her on and, promote the classes that she's offering, because this is the opportune time to actually step into learning a new language. All right, so Krista and I are going to go through some basic Spanish phrases that can help you if you are traveling, or yeah, mostly traveling. I know if, I'm looking forward to traveling as soon as this thing is over. Um, so yeah, so let's start with some intros, Krista.
All right, so let me just share my screen here so we can all see everything. So of course, I mean, I feel like a lot of people know this one. But if you don't, it's Hola, and it's actually the name of my company, Hola Spanish. And so yeah, it means hello. Um, it's not pronounced hola, which is very, H's in Spanish are completely silent. So we want to make sure that we say hola.
Hola.
So another one, when you're going to be meeting somebody, you're probably going to be saying like, nice to meet you. This could be a really good greeting when you're meeting somebody, or when you have met them and had your conversation and now are leaving. It was nice to meet you. So this is a really good one, and it's pronounced mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
And what is the direct translation of that?
Oh my goodness. So this brings me to a really good point. So in Spanish, and probably in every language that you're learning, it's not ideal to translate specifically word for word. We're wanting to translate the idea of what does this mean. So the idea of nice to meet you in Spanish is translated as mucho gusto. Because if you broke this down and translated it word for word, it would be much I like.
Okay.
Not make sense at all. But the Spanish language, as English language, is full of idioms and full of slang and full of things that aren't what they seem. And so it's really important to translate the idea when you're learning a language. Don't go word for word, because I know a lot of people that get caught up in translating word for word, and their sentences are like, don't make any sense at all.
Right.
So yeah, it really is helpful to translate full phrases or the idea of something. So, and this is not mucho gusto. So U's in Spanish make an oo sound. So it's mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Mm-hmm. This is a really good one, of course. This is, what is your name? And it's pronounced como te llamas. Como te llamas.
Como te llamas?
Yeah, awesome. And so this this like double L here is an actual its own letter, and it's called EJ in Spanish, and it makes a J sound. It's like a YJ sound.
Yeah.
That you see double L's in Spanish. It's not como te llamas, although I love those t-shirts. I don't know if you guys have seen those t-shirts where it's like a llama on it and it's like como te llamas. Anyways, it's cute, but it's not pronounced that. And this is another perfect way of like how we need to think of Spanish, because this literally is like, como is how, te is you, and llamas is the conjugation to call. And because it's reflexive, blah, 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 it's how do you call yourself, essentially. So it's, you know, the literal meaning is we want to know how to say things that we know how to say, right?
Yeah.
So what is your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? Yeah, ¿cómo te llamas? What is your name? And then how we would answer that is me amo. So people are like, well, I thought that llamas was to call. And this brings me to another thing. Spanish has like 1,000,000 conjugations, and people are like, what is a conjugation? And basically the fast forward learning kind of in a nutshell thing is when we take the subject of our sentence, so who the sentence is about, and we with the action, the verb of our sentence. And we put it together, and what have we got? Bippity boppity boo. we have a conjugation.
Yeah, I think, you know, many of us Canadians have taken at least a little bit of French. And in French, you
Yes.
also conjugate your verbs like that. I
Yes.
remember having lists
Oh,
of
I never got that far.
conjugated verbs on the board.
Did you? We only had, in my city, we only had to take French until grade 6. And I don't think we were I mean, I don't remember. Because this was all Greek to me. It was all Spanish to me. But I was like, I did not know what it was. And in English, we conjugate, which is crazy. Like, but it's very, like, a conjugate, I speak, you speak, he or she speaks.
Right.
Speak. So the only one that changes is in the he or she form, we add an S.
Yeah.
So for us, it doesn't make any sense, really.
Or I am, you are, she or he is, right? Which are completely different words. They don't even look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's exactly what this is. Like, como te llamas is like, what is your name? And then me llamo is my name is. And the O's on the end, when we're talking about verbs, usually mean that we're talking about ourselves. So that's a nice little hint, because that's pretty, I mean, in present tense, like past and future get crazy, but in present tense, the O's on the end of the verbs usually means you're talking about yourself. So that's a nice little hint for you guys. But me llamo, and then you get your name. So me llamo Krista.
Me llamo Annie.
Oh, I thought I had E2, but I didn't. Maybe that's on this one. But E2 would be and you would say your name. All right, so this next question, you might hear a lot when traveling. ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Go ahead, Annie.
¿De dónde eres?
Muy bien. And this just means, where are you from? Where are you from? And it's totally backwards in Spanish. So it's like from, de, donde, where, eres, are you? Where are you? And then you would say, soy de.
Soy de Canada. Soy de Leduc.
Muy bien, exactly. You would say, soy de Canada, soy de Leduc, soy de wherever you are from. And then here is that thing I was talking about. So you obviously want to ask somebody about themselves if they're asking you. So you would say y tú or y usted. And the e is actually a word in Spanish. It means and. And then tú is you, but usted is also you, because Spanish, just like French, has a degree of formality when speaking to somebody. So if I'm speaking to somebody and I'm wanting to be formal, I'm wanting to show respect, or I don't know them, I just met them, they're an elder, they're a teacher, they're in a profession where I want to show some respect to them, you would use y usted. And that is the formal way of saying you. If it's a friend, family member, child, somebody that, you know, I'm familiar with, you can use the tú part. So okay. I always say to my students, though, like, they're not going to, like, you know, beat you up for using the wrong one. They know that we're learning. It is definitely nice to try your hardest to be respectful and probably use usted a lot more. And then asking where stuff is. So I feel like this is a really, really good little snippet of a phrase to know. ¿Dónde está? And most people do know this because they always ask, ¿dónde está el baño? Right?
El baño.
Yeah. And so we, this, I mean, a lot of people know this. This is like one of the first things that we learn. A couple things with this one though. Baño has this nye. It's not an accent, it's its own letter, and it's pronounced nya.
Yeah.
It doesn't say baño, it says baño. Baño. So, ¿dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? Go ahead, Annie.
¿Dónde está el baño?
Muy bien. Another good one to know is the store. We want to know where we can get some good things. And this is, this is la tienda.
La tienda.
So, ¿dónde está la tienda?
¿Dónde está la tienda?
Where is the store? And masculine versus feminine, another wonderful thing that Latin languages have, except for English. French has it as well, but basically all nouns, so people, places, things, ideas in Spanish are either masculine or feminine. A lot of people are like, well, how can a chair be feminine? And I always say, don't think of the chair as feminine. Think of the Spanish word la silla as a feminine word. So don't think of the store as being feminine. Think of the word la tienda as a feminine word and el baño as a masculine word. We're not looking at the specific items, right? So that's, I mean, there's so much. This is just like an overview, and there's so much to learn about that, but.
Yeah, it's actually amazing that English, for whatever reason, got away with no feminine, masculine words. Like the Germanic languages have it, the Spanish, language has
like,
it.
Literally.
Most of the European world has this feminine and masculine tacked onto their words.
Totally. Yeah. All the Latin languages, I think pretty much all of them do.
Yeah.
And I had a student, she speaks Czech, and she's like, we even do. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a million languages that I don't know about, but I would be interested to find another one like us that doesn't use it. So I don't know what that would be. All right. There's this next one here. And can't wait to get into the pool. This is la piscina. La piscina.
La piscina.
Muy bien. ¿Dónde está la piscina?
¿Dónde está la piscina?
Muy bien. Yeah, so where is the pool? And then we might need to take some more dinero out so we can go to. So this one here is el banco. El banco. ¿Dónde está el banco?
¿Dónde está el banco?
Muy bien. And then we have our restaurants, which I'm also excited about getting back into. All right, so this is el restaurante.
¿Dónde está el restaurante?
Muy bien. Where is the restaurant? Awesome. All right, so we're gonna stop that one for now, because we learned some really, really good opening phrases, some really, really good little tidbits of what we would need to know when starting a tiny conversation.
It's perfect. Thank you, Krista. Now, Krista, I know from, I have a few, I mean, I can't say that I'm fluent in anything, but, I speak a little bit of French from what I learned, in elementary and junior high. I can speak German, sort of, a little bit of Chinese from when I was in Taiwan. So I know that there are times when you're trying to directly translate, or maybe you say the word wrong. This is a big thing in Chinese, especially if you use the wrong tone, you're saying a completely different word. But do you have any stories like that where you've, slipped and made like, I'm sure there's a bad one, but give me a good one.
Yeah, so I have a ton of stories like this, but one always comes to mind. This is the one I always share because it was absolutely ridiculous. And it was just because, okay, so with Spanish, Spanish is spoken Latin America, Spain, and Latin American countries and Spanish are a little bit different. but also around Spain, Spanish-speaking countries, from country to country, some dialects change a little bit, not the whole language, but there are definitely some vocabulary words that are different from one country to another, which can get us into trouble. So in Colombia, the word pitillo, el pitillo, is the word for straw, el pitillo. And so we went over to Ecuador, and I went into a store and I got a drink, and I said, quiero un pitillo. I want a straw. There, which is another thing. You don't ask them, can I have? You say, I want, which to me sounds so rude, but they don't say, can I have a straw? They'll be like, I don't know, can you? Like our grade school teachers used to do to us.
Yeah.
When we had to go to the bathroom. But it's the same with them. So anyways, I said, quiero un pitillo. I want a straw. And the reaction was them just like busting their guts laughing. And I was like, really, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Like, so I'm starting to action like pitillo, quiero un pitillo, quiero pitillo, quiero un pitillo. And I kept, and it's causing them to like, now I think they're crying. Like it was just out of control. And so I was like, you know what, whatever. Like I'm not, I don't even want a straw anymore. And I left, and I found out, I went and told who we were hanging out with, and they're like, oh my gosh. They're like, in Ecuador, if you want a straw, you ask for un sorbete. Sorbete is straw in Ecuador, because un pitillo actually means little penis. So I'm asking, I want a little penis. I want a little
Oh.
Yeah. So needless to say, I learned very quickly that different words mean different things in different countries, for sure.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah. But that's the funny thing, that's the one thing I always say when you're learning a language is like, if you can't laugh at yourself and if you can't make fun of yourself, then learning a language isn't for you, because you're going to mess up left, right, and center. People are going to laugh at you. And if you can't laugh at yourself, then don't try it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so true.
To be able to.
And the thing is, I find that, when you are learning and you're trying to practice with people, even if they are laughing at you because what you are saying sounds ridiculous, or your accent is so brutal, or you're saying, the wrong thing, that it's good natured, right? And
totally.
They generally are always trying to be helpful, and they'll, yeah,
absolutely. And they just love that you're trying.
Yeah.
Because travelers show up and expect them to know English, which I thought was crazy, but it happens a lot, where a lot of travelers were like, why don't you speak English? Because you're in their country.
Right. Yeah.
It just blew my mind. And so they really, really do enjoy the fact that we are trying. So even if we're making a mistake, they don't really care, because we're trying to speak their language in their country. It's super respectful, and it's, it's really, definitely when you're traveling, at least learn the, polite words, thank you and you're welcome. And
yeah,
should I share those quickly?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because those are honestly the ones that, like, if you're just, at least trying a little bit, it means a lot, for sure. I always have all of my classes like, let's be polite. I do a segment at the end where we talk about how to be polite in another language. So the first one, I think a lot of us know, gracias.
Gracias.
Which is thank you. And if this is the only word you know, learn it. Like, if this is the only one you're going to travel with, and even if you feel like you might sound like an idiot while you're saying it, who cares? Just please use the word gracias. All right, the next one is de nada.
De nada.
You're welcome. De nada, you're welcome. And it actually means of nothing. So somebody says thank you and you're like, oh, it's nothing. This is kind of what it means. But
Right.
nada is you're welcome. And then another one, por favor, por favor. And this is please, please, por favor, por favor. This is a good one, disculpe, disculpe.
Disculpe.
And this is excuse me or I'm sorry if you do something. So if you bump into somebody, this is the one you're going to use, disculpe. If you're trying to sneak by somebody and you're trying to say, excuse me, there's a couple other ones, but this is, you can also use for that. It's disculpe. And so yeah, just like some really, if you're going to learn any of them, learn these ones for sure.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that, that it's being polite. I mean, I'm Canadian, so it's like in my, like you always have to say thank you, please. And I'm sorry, even if they bump into you, say I'm sorry.
Right? Okay, so Krista, tell everybody how they can tap into your offerings. I know that, as I said before, like this is an amazing time to lean into learning something new. And, I can speak from experience. Krista is an incredible teacher. Not only has she been teaching Spanish for, 7 years?
About that, yeah, I would say about 7 years, 8 years, yeah.
Yeah, she also was teaching English in Taiwan for a time. So she's got a ton of experience with teaching languages. So I definitely highly, highly recommend her. Also, you'd be also supporting local, which is something that I think we all should be trying to do right now. So Krista, how can people get in touch with you? What have you got going on?
Yeah. Thank you. So there's a couple things. So my Facebook page is Facebook/Hola Spanish class. And I'll link that. I'm sure Anne will link all of that in. But what I do on there is I do some like Spanish quickies, I call them. And so they're just free little lessons that if you like my page you get and turn on notifications, you'll get notified for when I'm doing one. And so I do some free things there and events there. And then also my website, holaspanish.com. I have some really awesome online classes available right now for all different levels. I have, all from beginner to advanced Spanish available learning online. And they're all interactive. So they're really cool because you get a video and you can choose to get one a week or you can choose to get them all at once. But you get a video, you watch the lesson, and then we use WhatsApp to submit homework. So I'm not just seeing your homework on paper. People are able to leave me voice clips, and so I can hear the pronunciation. I can correct the pronunciation. So it's the closest thing to really a live class in that way that I'm able to hear what you're saying and give feedback back. So I have some really good options. I have discounted everything just to help out during this time because I know, money can be an issue right now. So I just wanted to make it, easy for everybody to access. So that is an option as well. And then I also, I offer different like a one-on-one lessons and live between like kind of what me and Anne are doing right now, just using Zoom. So I offer that. And another thing, and I want to throw this out for every local business out there, even though they may be closed, even though my in-class lessons are closed, you can always buy gift certificates and use them at a later date. So even, even if our favorite store is closed right now, they need your help. And so it's a huge way that you can support them right now and receive something later. And so I offer gift certificates on my sites, and at any denomination, you pick the amount that you want to put in for that. So yeah, those are a few options available.
Awesome. Krista, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us and teaching us a little bit of Spanish.
You are most welcome. I had a lot of fun.
All right, everybody, have a beautiful, beautiful day, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Peace.